Hi, my reading friends. This is Sarah. Today we can read the story The Treasure Island, an adventure tale by Robert Louis Stevenson. Here, young Jim Hawkins, Captain Smollet, and the bold buccaneer Long John Silver are going in search of a treasure. Let's set sail with them. So, this is Treasure Island. We can see Long John Silver. He's got a parrot on his shoulder, and that is young Jim Hawkins. I am Jim Hawkins, and my tale begins when I was a young boy at my father's inn, the Admiral Benbow. It was there that I first met an old sailor called Billy Bones. 15 men on the dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. Billy would sing as he showed me an old treasure map. He told tales of pirates and the hidden treasure of the long dead Captain Flint. It's the map the pirates want, Billy muttered. Soon after, Billy died suddenly. It was then that I resolved to take his map and sail with my trusted friend Captain Smollet to find Treasure Island for myself. So here is Jim Hawkins, and that is the treasure map. In olden times, there were pirates who stole treasures, and some of them ended up right in the bottom of the seas. At Bristol docks, I saw the famous trading ship, the Hispaniola, for the first time. Aboard the ship, the crew was busy making ready to set sail. I felt a thrill of excitement as I clambered along the gangplank. But as I boarded, Captain Smollet beckoned me over. "I don't trust this crew," he whispered to me. "Shiver my timbers," boomed a voice behind us. It was that of Long John Silver. Billy Bones had warned me about this one-legged sailor, but Long John was so friendly that I soon forgot my fears. Then one day I went to fetch an apple from a barrel in the ship's kitchen. As I reached in, the ship shuddered as it rolled over a wave, and I tumbled headlong into it. So you can see Jim Hawkins has fallen into the barrel. Just then I heard Long John come into the kitchen, slyly whispering to another sailor. "Someone on this ship has the map to Flint's treasure," he hissed to the sailor. "We were Flint's crew, and it is ours by right. When we see land, you stay aboard and take the ship. I'll find the treasure." At that moment, the lookout in the crow's nest shouted, "Land ahoy!" We had found Treasure Island. The crew scrambled on deck, and I rushed to the helm to find Smollet. "Captain," I whispered, "Long John Silver is planning a mutiny." Smollet nodded and whispered to me, "Don't worry, Jim, I have a plan." "Silver," shouted Smollet, "take some men and go ashore. We need water and supplies." Determined to discover the pirates' plans, I hid in their boat as they cast off. As we neared the beach, Silver muttered threats against Smollet and the crew. Suddenly, he spotted me. In a panic, I dived into the water and swam to shore. I heard Silver shout after me, but I was too terrified to look back. Jim had dived into the ocean. Once ashore, I ran to the forest and wandered for some time. Suddenly, a blast of cannon fire sent birds flapping into the sky. I paused for breath and heard a strange rustling in the shadows. A figure flitted like a deer between the trees. "Who's there?" I shouted nervously. A man with a shaggy beard stepped forward. "My name is Ben Gunn," he said hoarsely. Pirates marooned me here years ago. That's not Flint's ship, is it? Flint is dead, I said, but his old crew are leading a mutiny. Ben agreed to help if I promised him passage back home. Ben led me along a marshy trail between willows and tall bulrushes. On a craggy hill, I saw a British flag flying. That'll be your friends, said Ben. We climbed the hill and saw a wooden fort surrounded with pointed stakes. Jim, Smollet shouted from the lookout. I rushed inside and Ben followed. It's good to see you, Smollet said when I introduced Ben. Smollet told us how, after Long John Silver had gone ashore, the pirates left aboard mutined. Those still loyal to Smollet escaped on a rowboat, which the pirates sunk with a cannonball. They had swum ashore, found Flint's old fort, and set up camp there. We waited in the fort until some time later a figure appeared with a white flag. I have come to talk, said Long John, cautiously stepping forward a few paces. If you give us that treasure map, I give you my word of honor that we'll leave you alone. We'll even take you back to England when we found the treasure. Do we have a deal? Long John smiled, but Smollett's face looked like thunder. Good men don't make deals with pirates, he said, and turned his back on Long John Silver. Suddenly we heard the pirates shout as they ran forward, swords drawn. Hold the fort, the captain ordered. We each grabbed a cutlass, ready to fight, but we had forgotten that it was Flint's old crew who built the fort, and Long John knew a secret entrance. The pirates swam through the hidden passage, and Captain Smollet gave the order to flee. I turned to run with the others, but someone grabbed me roughly by the shirt and pulled me back. Captain, I shouted, but no one heard me over the commotion. Hello, Jim, said Long John Silver. I believe you have something we want. I struggled, but the pirate held me firm. You'll get nothing from me, I cried, but as I spoke, another buccaneer took my knapsack and pulled out the map. The pirates cheered, and my heart sank to my boots. No hard feelings, Jim, Silver whispered as we walked along the marshy path. Now let's make a deal. If one more thing goes wrong, these curvy dogs will turn against me, but you're better than that. I'll stand by you and keep you safe if, when the time comes, you stand by me. We reached the grove where the 3 tall pine trees stood, as shown on the map. All we found there was a hole in the ground, full of empty chests and cases. The pirates leapt into the pit, digging with their fingers, but found just a single 2 guinea piece. That's all that's left of the treasure, one of the pirates shouted. That black-hearted scoundrel brought us here for nothing, and now we'll be arrested and tried for mutiny. They turned on us with swords and cutlasses drawn. Here you can see the map. Run, Jim, shouted Silver. Silver and Jim are running away from all the pirates. Crack, crack, crack. 3 musket shots flashed out of the thicket, and Smollet, Ben, and the rest of the crew burst into the clearing. The pirates scrambled out of the pit and drew their swords. Long John handed me one of his pistols, and we took aim, ready to fire. One by one, the pirates dropped their swords. They put their hands up and backed away until they disappeared among the trees. Quick, men, Smollet said. Find their rowboats and destroy all but one. We can't have them going back to the ship. The crew rushed off to obey his orders. "What happened to the treasure?" I asked. "Follow me," said Ben, grinning. We went to his cave where behind a little pool of clear water glittered gold and silver bars and thousands of strange coins from all corners of the world. It was Flint's treasure. In his lonely wanderings about the island, Ben had found the treasure and carried it to his cave. When Jim was kidnapped, Ben had told Smollet that the treasure was gone, and so Smollet and his men had hidden in wait at the grove, ready to ambush when the pirates arrived. We gathered what we could and carried it to the ship. It was weary work, and when the sun started to set, we decided to leave the rest behind. We had more than we could ever spend. The mutinous pirates were left on the shore, marooned just as Ben had been, all except Long John, that was. We had made a deal to stand by one another. He had honored that deal when we had discovered the missing treasure. Now it was my turn to stand by him. So when we set sail to England, he came with us. Early one morning, while everyone was sleeping, I heard a soft splash. I crept about deck and, peering over the side, saw that Long John Silver was silently rowing away. He had a sack of coins at his feet, glinting in the early morning sun, and that was the last I ever saw of him. But I still see the island in my dreams. I wake in the night, hearing the boom of cannons or waves crashing against the shore, or the whispering of those wild woods. There is treasure still there, in Ben Gunn's cave, but as long as I live, I will never return to Treasure Island.